In this section, I want to talk about filters. Filters can be professionally used in any ASP.NET Core Web API application. Talking about filters is a little bit difficult because I need more things to deal with to be able to cover everything about filters. But since I am responsible to explain and teach you everything related to an API in ASP.NET Core, now I just introduce and give you an example. Slowly during the course, I will try to use them more and more. First of all, what is a filter? Based on Microsoft Docs, filters in ASP.NET Core allow code to run before or after a specific stage in the request processing pipeline. This means here, there are variety of filter types for your security, resource filters, action filters, exception filters, and result filters. Let me show you the next presentation. See, this is our middleware. This one would be happened if we have any before the rest. Then resource filters, exception filters, then model binding would happen, then action filters before and after, and then result filter. After that, we can have result execution. This means the whole pipeline that we're gonna deal with. If you are confused, don't worry. I will show you an example. Let's jump to Visual Studio. In the Visual Studio, I will create a new folder and call it filter. Then, since my example is about action filters, I will create another folder and call it action filters, like this. It is a very simple example. So let me create the whole class and then talk about it. My class name is action filter example, like this. I have two main methods, on action executing, on action executed. And as you can see, I have a context. So during the execution and after the execution, I have control. I can write code for both situations. How can I use this inside my controller? Wait. Before that, I need to introduce it into my program.cs, like this. Builder.services add scope action filter example. So now I would be able to use it above any action filter or the whole controller. How? Let's have a look. For example, for this action method, I can use this action filter like this. Just for this specific action method. Or like this, the whole action methods inside this controller would be covered by this action filter. So if I fire this action method, you will see at first executing would be fired and then on action executed. So the usages of filters in general is changing the context of an action method, the result of an action method, or stopping an action method, like what we're gonna have for security. If the user is not authenticated, we don't let them to even fire the action method. As I said, it can be a very big subject to talk about, but since I want to make things more and more clear, in the next section I will have a very short example, something that I have to handle by one of these filter types. Then I guess things would be more clear for everybody. So let's have a look at the next section.